The interesting thing is you actually never intended to become a police officer. Can you take us back to that pivotal moment in Kent, Ohio, and how did that change your entire life?
Well, like you said, never intended on being a police officer. If you would have told me when I was 18 years old that I would do a 33-year career in law enforcement, I would have told you were crazy, especially doing it in Los Angeles. But I went to college on a college scholarship. I was a Division I collegiate ice hockey player. And on a Friday night, it was Labor Day weekend, I went out to a local college bar with a teammate, and we closed the bar. And when we were leaving with all the other students, and we were going out onto a sidewalk that was not designed to hold all the students that were exiting the bar. So a number of us flowed out into the street. And my friend, he thought it would be cute to jump up on the hood of a vehicle that was trying to navigate its way through the crowd. It was full of, three attractive young ladies. And back then we didn't have cell phones or social media. So when you saw something you liked, you approached it in the manner in which he did, which was unfortunate because when he did so, the girl driving didn't appreciate it. And when she slammed on the brakes, he fell off and he snapped the antenna off the hood of the car. And there was a police officer straight up the way that saw what occurred. And he came down, grabbed my buddy, handcuffed him, threw him in the back seat of the police car. And I thought, well, we got the buddy system. I need to find out where they're taking him, how long it's going to take to process, and what it's going to cost for me to get him out of jail. And the police officer was very belligerent with me. And so many terms, he said, get back up on the sidewalk or you're going to jail as well. So I did that. Well, in the meantime, he called for backup. The backup arrived, and one of them was a sergeant. So I thought, well, that was some relief to me. I thought, well, this will bring some common sense to this situation and some logic. But I couldn't have been more wrong. When he asked me for identification, as I reached for it, he began to beat me. And there's two officers that responded. Beat me, and it wasn't long before I was in the back seat of a police car en route down to the city jail, where I was booked for disorderly conduct, resisting arrest, and interfering in official business. To make this even crazier, when I'm down there, I asked where my buddy was, and they said that they had released him. And here I was being arrested and charged for having done nothing more than inquire on how I could help my buddy. So I spent the weekend in jail. I ended up spending my entire summer's earnings on an attorney because I refused to take any of the plea deals. And I took it all the way to a jury trial. And when I showed up, they offered me the opportunity if I signed this ticket for $60 fine, they would drop all three charges, which I did. And about a year and a half later, it just happened that the police department that arrested me put an advertisement in the paper for correction officers in the very jail that I sat in for that entire weekend. I went ahead and I applied, kind of out of a joke. I didn't expect anything really to happen. Well, I got hired. And that's right there is the ultimate exoneration of any wrongdoing. But it was that experience that changed the entire trajectory of my life. I considered going to law school, but a good family friend of ours, I'm dyslexic, so I struggled academically. They said, well, you'd have a hard time getting into a robust law school. You'd probably go to what's considered a law school factory, and you'll be just a dime a dozen, one of a million. So bad advice, but it was advice I took at the time. And I thought, how better to impact law enforcement than to actively be involved with the boots on the ground from internally within the profession itself. And I went out to Los Angeles really to do about 5 years. I wanted to be a professor and follow my father into academia. He was a sociology professor at Kent State. And well, 5 years turned into 33. So